deep inside the ancient rainforests of Queensland, Australia, where trees have stood for thousands of years and the air itself seems alive, an extraordinary story unfolds. A southern cassowary stands silently among the towering trees, one of the last truly dangerous birds on the planet. Inside rest 3 pale green eggs, his responsibility, his entire world. For 50 long days, the father has barely eaten or slept. Every instinct in his powerful body is devoted to a single purpose: protecting the fragile lives growing inside those shells. The rainforest hums with life. Fruit pigeons call from the canopy. Yet the father never truly rests. His amber eyes constantly scan the shadows, because danger in this rainforest never announces itself. Somewhere beyond the tree line, something watches. A young wild dog, hungry and bold, has been observing the nest for days. But for now, it keeps its distance. The cassowary is alert, and the predator knows better than to challenge him directly. Days pass. The bond between father and eggs deepens. Then the wet season intensifies. Torrential rain crashes through the canopy, flooding the forest floor. Through it all, the father remains motionless above his eggs, becoming a living shield from the shadows. Patient eyes continue to watch. When the rain finally eases, steam rises from the soaked earth, and life slowly returns to the forest. The father briefly leaves the nest for the first time in days, stepping only a short distance away to feed on fallen cassowary plums. The predator creeps silently toward the nest, moving one careful step at a time. But before it can strike, the father returns. The dog freezes, hidden behind a fallen log, dangerously close, yet still unseen. Suddenly, the forest falls silent. Then, something remarkable happens. One of the eggs moves. A tiny crack appears across its shell. The father lowers his massive head, staring in wonder. After 50 days of waiting, the first signs of life have arrived. Deep within his chest, he produces a low, rumbling sound. The sound reaches the wild dog. Its ears rise. Hunger sharpens. Soon there will be more than eggs inside the nest. Another shell begins to crack. For the first time, the father's attention is divided. His instincts tell him to watch the forest. The dog begins its approach. A branch snaps beneath its paw. Instantly, the cassowary reacts. His head rises, muscles tense, feathers flatten against his body. For several seconds, predator and defender stand motionless, measuring one another. Then the dog lunges. The response is immediate and devastating. The cassowary explodes forward, delivering a powerful kick with his dagger-like claw. The dog cries out in shock, tumbles backward, and flees into the forest. The father remains standing over his nest, breathing heavily, transformed into a living fortress. Only when he is certain the danger has passed does he look down once more. The eggs are still cracking. Through the night and into the following morning, the hatching continues. At last, a tiny striped head emerges from the largest shell. The first chick has arrived. The father lowers his enormous head close to the newborn and gives the same gentle rumble, softer now, filled with tenderness. Within hours, the remaining chicks emerge. 3 small cassowaries, striped like tiny tigers, blink at the world for the first time. Each one has already been defended with blood and sacrifice. Within a single day, the chicks begin to walk, clumsy and uncertain. But danger has not disappeared. The wounded wild dog still watches. The father leads his family deeper into the rainforest, teaching through example. He shows them fallen fruits, nudging food toward them until they learn to feed themselves. Whenever the wind stirs the canopy, the chicks gather against his legs, seeking comfort and protection. Weeks pass, and the chicks grow stronger. Then, the wild dog returns. This time, it is not alone. 3 dogs move silently through the undergrowth, hunting as a coordinated pack. The father immediately senses the ambush. He lowers his body, sheltering the chicks beneath his feathers. One dog steps into view, drawing his attention. Another circles to the side. Suddenly, the second attacker charges. The cassowary pivots with astonishing speed, striking the dog with tremendous force. At the same moment, a third dog attacks from behind, targeting the chicks. Again, the father reacts instantly. Spinning with terrifying power, he launches the attacker backward into the roots of a fig tree. Chaos erupts. The chicks scatter and disappear into the undergrowth, instinctively freezing among leaves and shadows. Now free to fight, the father unleashes his full fury. He drives the lead dog backward with a series of thunderous kicks until the entire pack finally breaks and flees. Only then does he stop. Turning back, he realizes the chicks are gone. An urgent rumble echoes through the forest. One by one, small striped heads emerge from hiding. All three are alive. The father gently lowers his head to each chick in turn. The reins gradually ease, and the chicks continue to grow. Their stripes begin to fade, replaced by dark juvenile feathers. The father teaches them everything they need to survive: how to find insects beneath fallen logs, which fruits are safe to eat, and how to read the rainforest itself. As months pass, the young cassowaries become faster, stronger. The wounded dog returns only once more. Alone and limping, it watches the growing family from the shadows. Then, without challenge, it turns and walks away. Some lessons are never forgotten. 3 months after hatching, the transformation is remarkable. The young birds are already half the size of their father, moving confidently through the forest. Gradually, the father begins stepping back, allowing them to make their own decisions. The rainforest, however, is never done testing its inhabitants. A powerful storm sweeps across the canopy. Unleashing fierce winds and torrential rain. Once again, the father gathers his young beneath the shelter of an ancient fig tree. Though nearly grown, they still instinctively press against him for warmth and safety. By morning, the storm is past. At 5 months old, the young cassowaries are approaching adulthood. Their casques begin to form. The father's role is nearly complete. The smallest chick, once the weakest, now confidently leads its siblings through the forest. Life often shapes strength quietly. Eventually, the moment arrives. The father walks slowly back into the deep green forest. This time, the young birds do not follow. The smallest pauses longest, watching a place where the great dark figure disappeared. Then, silently, each juvenile turns in a different direction. 3 paths, 3 lives, 3 futures. The rainforest closes around them, returning once more to silence. Somewhere deeper in the forest, the father walks alone again, just as he did before the eggs. The cycle is complete. The old nest beneath the fig roots now lies empty. Fallen leaves slowly cover it as the rainforest reclaims what it once sheltered. Far away, the smallest cassowary walks confidently through its own stretch of ancient forest, finding food and surviving alone, exactly as its father taught. Perhaps one day, it too will build a nest, protect eggs through endless rain, and stand against whatever dangers emerge from the darkness. The rainforest stretches endlessly to the horizon, ancient, magnificent, and filled with stories like this one. And somewhere within that vast green wilderness, a cassowary walks, safe, strong, carrying forward everything its father gave it. He entered this world inside a pale green shell, guarded by a father who chose to stay when everything urged him to leave. He survived predators, storms, and the long journey of becoming. And now, the rainforest is his, as it was always meant to be.